Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Apple just announced their new iPhones few days back and let's talk about that. Apple is one company that gets away with a lot. They're always late to adopt new changes that are there in the industry. Even though they don't adopt the new changes, they're still one of the highest selling smartphones in the world and with the highest margins as well for Apple. Let's talk about all the points that Apple did not mention or did not address in their event. This might help you decide whether you actually want to upgrade to the iPhone 15 or not. Let's talk about sneaky Apple. The 128GB model this year is no longer available. I'm talking about only in the Pro Max variant. So earlier, the Pro Max variant for 128GB was $1,100. This year, there's only a 256GB model available, which is for $1,200. So there is no particular iPhone that is available for $1,100. What does this exactly mean? It means that iPhone is slowly but steadily raising up the prices and they're successfully managing to make you spend more. Next year, what I assume is that the iPhone Pro will start from $1,100 instead of $1,000 as it does today. All the iPhones now get the dynamic island. So Apple finally decided that dynamic island is no longer just a Pro phone feature. They brought it down to the base variant as well, the iPhone 15 and the 15 Plus. USB Type C also finds its way to the iPhone. But there's a huge caveat over here. The iPhone 15 and 15 Plus models get only the USB Type C 2.0, which is much slower speeds, whereas the Pro variants get USB 3.0, which has much faster, 20 times faster transfer speeds. Why? Apple, why do you do that? You're spending $800 for an iPhone 15 and you don't get USB 3.0? Well, the main technical reason why iPhone 15 and 15 Plus doesn't have USB 3.0, it's because they're using the old processor, the A16 Bionic, and that does not have a dedicated USB 3 controller like the new A17 Pro chip does on the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max. So it was just convenient for Apple to add USB 2.0 in the base variant because there is no dedicated USB 3 controller. So people buying the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus will lose out on faster transfer speeds. All iPhones get 48 megapixel this year, but the Pro models get a slightly larger sensor which allows more light and better night photography. All iPhones this year also have the Super Retina XDR display with the same brightness levels of 2000 nits. But wait, there's a catch over here. The base variant, the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus, do not get ProMotion, which means they do not have 120 Hz of refresh rate. They only have 60 Hz of refresh rate. But why? When you're spending $800 on a phone, you should have 120 Hz of refresh rate, don't you think? Adding insult to injury, always on display is only available on the Pro phones, not on the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus. Now, all iPhones get the brand new ultra wideband chip, which is an amazing feature in my opinion. If you're in a crowded area, and India being India, it's always crowded everywhere you go, it's easier for you to find your friend. It helps you locate where they are with great precision, and that's pretty cool. This year, voice and call quality also get a huge bump up. With their all new on device machine learning, they'll be able to isolate your voice better. So, when you're in a crowded area, you can talk normally on your phone and people will be able to hear you better. Let's take a look of an example.
I'm at the farmer's market. Do you want... Hang on, it's noisy here. Better?
Design wise, iPhone 15 and 15 Plus get a new matte finish along with the new contoured edge design, which gives it a premium look and has a better feel in hand. And they do offer 5 new colors, but personally, I feel that they are more on the pastel side. I guess Apple has made it a little playful in nature because they are not the Pro phones. The Pro phones also come in 4 new colors and they are a little more muted. The iPhone 15 Pro models get a significant design upgrade with the introduction of titanium. And because of titanium, the phones are much lighter in nature. I remember when I bought the iPhone 13 Pro Max, the first thing that I felt was it's very heavy in the hand compared to the Android counterparts. Now, because of titanium, they've managed to reduce the phone size slightly without affecting the display size. This means that the phone has got smaller in dimension, which is great. Furthermore, The bezels on the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max are much smaller, and that gives a better viewing experience. Apple is using grade 5 titanium on the new iPhone Pro models. It's the same material that was used on the Mars rover. I do appreciate the fact that it's no longer shiny. Like the stainless steel on the iPhone 13 and 14 was all very glossy, which attracts a lot of fingerprints and easier to scratch. The new brushed finish on the edges are better in my opinion. Apple claims that the iPhone is much stronger now, but that's just the frame. When you drop your phone, the first thing that does break is either the front or the back, which is glass. And now the new iPhone with the titanium body still has glass on the front and back. So, how strong is it really? We'll just have to wait and see. The next addition on the iPhone 15 Pro is, of course, the action button. I'm not very convinced that this is a very good addition. I may be wrong. We'll just have to wait and see. The issue that I feel with the action button is that there will be a lot of activations by mistake, because on the older iPhones you would have to turn the switch on and off by flicking it, but on the new action button you have to press and hold and it gets activated. By default the action button is set to ring or silent your iPhone, and unfortunately on the iPhone there's no way for you to find out whether it is actually silent or not without looking at the button or without going into the volume feature. So I feel that a lot of people will activate this button by mistake and they will miss a lot of calls, but we'll just have to wait and see. The action button also has positives because it can be remapped to anything you want. You can have a voice recorder, or you can have the camera shutter button, or you could have it activate a particular shortcut. And that gives that button a lot more flexibility because you can launch any app of your choice. You can make it do any automation that you want, which is great. The camera on the iPhone 15 Pro also gets a huge bump up because it's got 48 megapixels and it's got a larger sensor with nano coating on the lenses to reduce lens flare, and the larger sensor allows in a lot more light so you get better night photography. And Apple has also added the feature where you click natively at 48 megapixels, but the output that you get is 24 megapixels compared to 12 megapixels what you were getting with the iPhone 14. Apple does this by bringing the pixels together, which gives you a brighter and sharper image with more light and more details in it. The major camera difference between all the iPhones and the iPhone 15 Pro Max is that it now offers you a 5x telephoto lens. This means that you could zoom in a lot closer in all your photos. And of course, the main benefit of having this zoom lens is you get new focal length, which helps you be more creative in nature and gives you much better flexibility. Portrait shots on the iPhone 15 are also amazing because each and every photo that you click has enough depth in it because of the new machine learning it has, and you can convert the photos into portrait later on as well from your photo gallery. That's a fantastic feature. Let's talk about battery life. The iPhone 15 and 15 Plus may have a similar battery to last year, or it might be better. We'll only have to wait and see once we get the phones in hand. The Pro variants, I feel that the battery life is going to be much better because of the new A17 Pro chip. It's a 3 nanometer chip which demands less energy. So, based on that, my assumption is that the battery life is definitely going to get better. Now, concluding this video, I would like to say that the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus definitely did get a massive upgrade over the last year because the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus was not very impressive. It did not have those sales numbers as well, and Apple was concerned. So that is why they've really gone ahead and added a lot of features this year for the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus models, which is great. They've added the dynamic island, better camera, better colors, matte finish, contoured edge, which is great. And of course, USB-C. The Pro variants also get a significant upgrade because they now use titanium. They've got USB 3.0, which has faster transfer speeds, and you can even do crazy things like shoot directly into an external hard drive by shooting in ProRes. But these are features which only real pros are going to be using and not the general public, so I didn't stress upon on them. So finally, the real question over here is, should you upgrade to the iPhone 15? Should you buy a new iPhone 15 if you don't have an iPhone already? Or should you go in for the previous generation, the iPhone 14 Pro or Pro Max or the iPhone 14? Well, in my opinion, if you're currently using the iPhone 13 Pro or Pro Max, the 15 Pro or Pro Max is definitely a good jump, which because it has a 3 nanometer chip, it's got real great performance gains, and gaming is to the next level on the new iPhone 15 Pro because of new ray tracing hardware. That's going to be a generational leap altogether. So if you're a gamer, if you're enthusiastic about gaming, the iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max is definitely going to be a big bump for you. So guys, please subscribe to my channel because I have pre-ordered the iPhone 15 Pro Max in the all new natural color. And once it's here, I will be doing an unboxing for you and we can have a look at all these changes in hand. Please like this video if you enjoyed and have a nice day.